Hi friends, welcome back to our final Tour de Fleece TdF Tuesday video. I have a confession to make. It is Monday that I'm filming this right now, the day before this video is going live. I didn't film anything this whole week. I have 3 bobbins and I didn't film a single thing. But I have decided that I have something I'm going to show you to make it up to you. Okay, so hang on 1 second. I've never done this before, so hopefully I do this right. Be right back. Surprise! We are standing in my new office. I decided to give you a little sneak peek because, you know, I figured I don't want to wait until this is absolutely perfectly, completely done to start filming in here. It's going to be chaos for a while, to be honest. Like you can see, this bookcase is not full yet. This is the nicest looking area of the room right now. I don't even want to show you what is below and behind you. Also, sorry if things are a little extra echoey. Obviously this room is mostly empty except for a bunch of things that need to be sorted. And if you can hear little tippy tappy toes walking around, all of the animals like to explore all of the chaos that is currently in this room. But yes, here we are in my new office. This is honestly primarily, 1 second. Those were bad noises. Shandy's gonna make some bad decisions. My apologies. I definitely started hearing the sounds of bad decisions being made, so I had to go get Shandy. Anyway, we've been working so hard in this room. This is why I have not filmed much. I've just been exhausted. That is the theme of this year's Tour de Fleece, apparently. I just keep talking about how exhausted I am. And I honestly just got to a breaking point where I was just like breaking down because I was so tired. I was just so tired. And everything hurt and I was just upset about it. So I started spinning and working on my Shetland bats, and I never once brought you along with me. So let's talk a little bit about this Tour de Fleece and some lessons learned and what's gonna happen from here, I guess. What we have accomplished so far this Tour de Fleece, to recap, is I got 224 yards of this beautiful merino Corriedale Romney from Ohana Fiber Mill. This is a bare undyed yarn, and I chain plied it. Like I said, I got 224 yards of about a sport weight. I had about half of this spun before the tour started, so I spun about 2 ounces of it and plied it during the tour. Then, it's kind of nice having these shelves open behind me. I spun 8 ounces, so I had 2 4-ounce braids, one called Meh and one called My Bad from Agem Fiber Arts, and I spun this. I guess we have to conclude that it is a DK weight yarn. I got about 574 yards of this DK amazing, wonderful beautifulness. This is, both braids were 100% merino, and I spun all 8 ounces and plied it during Tour de Fleece. Then I spun all 3 of these bats, or bobbins, sorry. I had 6 bats of hand processed Shetland. Actually, I believe it was a Shetland cross is what it was listed as, but I don't know what it was crossed with. So this is I had about like just a hair over 11 ounces of fully hand processed fiber. I got this fleece at Rhinebeck last year. I scoured it, I hand picked it, I carded it all on my drum carder, and now I have spun it. So my initial plan was I spun it onto 3 bobbins, and I was thinking about doing a 3-ply, just a regular old 3-ply, but I've been thinking about how I'm not sure if I want to, like, what if I have leftover on 1 bobbin, and then how do I get it to be a 3-ply? So I don't know. I might end up chain plying this, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And ideally, I would start plying it tonight, but I don't think I'm gonna get to it. So obviously, right now, Tour de Fleece is officially over. It ended yesterday, so all 11 of these ounces were spun during Tour de Fleece, but it has not been plied, and it won't be plied during Tour de Fleece, obviously. But I just saw a bug. Who let a bug in here? I'm gonna have to find that and deal with it later. I don't know where it went. Anyway, I'm still really happy. I'm really happy I got these done. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to finish this project during Tour de Fleece. So I'm totally fine with the fact that it hasn't been plied. I am just glad that it was spun. So that means I had 8, 9, 10, 21 ounces of fiber that I spun during Tour de Fleece, and I'm so, so happy about it. Let me put these down for a second. I also decided in my sadness, oh, I didn't notice that it was damaged. That's very sad, but it's okay. We will survive. I bought myself, finally, the Fleece and Fiber source book because, so last year I have the a field guide to fleece, which is kind of basically like this, but a compact version, and it's not as, it doesn't have as many breeds in it. And last year when I was working on so many different breeds, I was learning about them as I went along and telling you about them from the field guide to fleece. And I figured it was finally time. I wanted to buy myself a little present. I've had some really tough weeks lately and some really successful weeks business-wise, and I decided it was finally time. So I grabbed this, and I cannot wait to do some reading through this. I literally just opened it up. This is the first time I have opened this book since I got it, and I just opened it to the CVM, or California Variegated Mutant page, and that is pretty much, so far, I think, my favorite fiber to spin. So anyway, that was just a little random present from me to me. And now let's talk about what I want to bring with me into my spinning next year. This was definitely a bit more of a all over the place Tour de Fleece vlogging experience than it was last year. Last year I had a bit more structure because I was opening a new bundle of fiber, new 1 ounce of fiber every single day throughout the tour. And so I had kind of a purpose, a map that was leading me through the Tour de Fleece. I knew what needed to happen, and I had a direction to follow. This year, with only a couple of projects that I really wanted to work on but wasn't positive I was going to get to, we were a little bit more aimless. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. However, I think I let myself get a little bit too excited. And what I really wanted to do was not spin this neon, actually. And I have zero regrets. Absolutely zero regrets that I did this. I love this yarn. I had the best time spinning it. But what I wanted to do was really focus on this Shetland and work on this, work on finishing this up. Also, by the way, I spun this skein on my Shacked Sidekick and I spun everything else on my electric E-Wheel 6. And I got really excited about this and I had fun, but I also felt like I let myself get distracted from what I really wanted. And I feel like I could have finished this whole thing during the Tour de Fleece and I could have finished it with less pressure on myself if I had just followed what I had initially wanted to do. Also, I mean, this is not something that I could have planned in any sense, but we had started working on this room and then a lot of stuff started happening in our lives. Joe got, like, it was wild for him at work. His car broke down. He was taking my car. I was basically doing this room all by myself. I got some really hard stuff happening at work that was taking so much time, and then I got a lot of orders, which is amazing. I got wholesale orders, which is amazing. I just had a lot of things happening throughout Tour de Fleece that were not anticipated. And so therefore, sometimes I didn't feel like I got to spend as much time with my spinning, like really sinking into it as I had wanted to. So I think moving forward, will I do TdF Tuesdays again next year? I don't know. Maybe. I don't see why not. But also, depending on what I want to work on, maybe it won't happen. Maybe next year I'll focus more on fiber prep instead of spinning. I don't know. But I think what I really want to try to do next year is kind of stick to my guns and not let myself get distracted by all the fun things that like other people are doing or posting or whatever for Tour de Fleece. And if I have a slow and steady and simple Tour de Fleece, then that is going to be perfect for me. So anyway, I cannot wait to get these plied up and see how much yarn I have and see how it turns out, because of course I didn't sample. So I will be showing that soon enough on the podcast if you want to stay tuned and see what this yarn becomes. So I hope that you had a wonderful Tour de Fleece if you were participating as well. And until next time, take care of you and I will see you later. Bye.